Hey everybody, Frank Sriracha here with another casted game of the Discovery Cup. This is going to be the round 5 game 2 between Sunburst and Corvix. Both are it looks like they saw each other. Both are Vanguard players, and they found each other, not cross-spawn. They're in the corners with one another. So we're going to see Corvix throw down a super fast barracks. I don't know if he just doesn't want to get harassed by dogs, or if this is part of his normal. I want to say I remember Corvix opening fast expand first last game, but I might be misremembering that one. Either way, his scout's going to go in and harass this poor little Bob that just wants to smile and build. But will he get the kill? No, his buddy starts healing him, and the Bobs go back about their business. Now, will the scout get surrounded? Is the real question. No, Sunburst doesn't want to get surrounded by all those Bobs and lose his scout. But he does overcharge 5 and sends them off to mine? Okay. Or maybe he just wanted to fill their backpacks with Illuminite before he started mining. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Two puppies are just going to run around and chase each other. Aww. And the bear just finished out cranking out its first Lancer. So 5 Bobs down there, and it looks like 7 Bobs at the second base. Scouts keep chasing each other. And this looks like another barracks. No, it's a mech bay going down. That's right. Corvix loves his Vulcan play. And honestly, I love watching him play Vulcan. It's one thing to just A-move a Vulcan because, it's a big tanky unit. Excuse me. Big tanky unit. I've seen a lot of players that treat it like an Exo, where they just they'll try to stutter step it, but there's 2 issues with that. One, it takes a little bit of time to set up, and when it's moving and when it's setting up, it loses that spin up that it gets. It gets additional DPS when its weapon spins up, quote unquote, and the time that it takes to bring its weapon to bear is time that it might just lose that extra DPS. But Corvix loves to dash his Vulcans into enemy lines, and not only does that give that a stun, but I think it instantly spins up the gun as well. So the moment it stops its charge, it's firing at full DPS, which is pretty deadly. He's used it to great effect against Exo Balls, actually, just because the Vulcan is so tanky and it can close a gap so fast. Sending out his own 4 overcharged Bobs to build and expand now. Here's a Hedgehog. Interesting. He lost to a Hedgehog composition last game. Oh, and here's another map. I can't get over how much I like this effect where the sun glints off of the sand depending on the angle that the camera's looking at it. Really nice visual touch. We also have a chicken playing around in some flowers. No Viking helmet on this chicken. I believe that is going to be a DLC. No, I'm just kidding. I have no idea. But yeah, he's just going to kind of probe around. This health camp is going to be a point of contention, I think, with it being right between these 2 players. 2 Vulcans and a Scout should be able to take care of this. I think he probably wants this Lancer. 2 Vulcans. 2 Lancers and a Scout should be able to take care of all this. But he should be getting his Lancers into closer contact just to make full use of their melee AoE damage. Couple habitats and mech bay going down for Sunburst. Corvix building a Hedgehog. Okay. Or maybe it is Sunburst. It might be Sunburst that likes making Vulcans. I could be wrong on that one. Sorry guys, still learning all the names. There's a lot of names in the Discovery Cup, and so far most of the games have been pretty fun. Okay, so Corvix does take the health camp and wants to hang out in there just to kind of unbruise his units, but it looks like Sunburst is getting a lot more scouting done on the map. 2 Lancer. Ooh. Oh no, we have seen 2 Lancers take down 2 Shadow Demons before. That it is viable. And that Scout's going to come along and see the Hedgehog. Hedgehog unloads all 4 rockets in quick succession. Wow. And it's going to get chased away. Okay, now are they going to go for the Therium camp? It looks like they do want to. Probably going to want the Lancer in front there. Sunburst did get the speed camp, which is going to be helpful. Yeah, and 3 Lancers and a Scout can definitely take out these Shadow Demons. They got a huge health buff this this patch, and I think they also give a significant amount more money. I want to say it's like 20 more Luminite each one, which, you know, 20 Luminite, not that great, but 2 of them, 40 Luminite, that's, I mean, that's the difference between, you know, waiting for a couple more seconds or being able to just, like, start producing a unit right away. Meanwhile, that's a few skeletons. I wonder if we lost a Scout and a Lancer maybe when he wasn't looking, but I don't see the Lancer and the Scouts anymore. Yeah, he might have just been looking at something at home. So we do have a second mech bay up. It looks like he's a third mech bay. Excuse me. It looks like he's going to go full force into that hedgehog composition. Well, here we have Lancers. There's Daddy Vulcan, and a couple of Exos. So hedgehogs are going to be able to do that bonus damage versus heavy. Let's see what it is. They do 10 damage plus 5 damage against heavy, so it's not quite double. It's just 1.5 damage against heavy units, but it's still really good against Lancers just because they can kite the Lancers to death. A Lancer will never catch that hedgehog. Now, so the Vulcan is also heavy, but it's got a lot more health on it. We'll have to see how that works. What's the armor on it? It's got 10 armor. Yeah, and the Vanguard Infantry armor is 15. Pulls a couple of bobs to heal them up. It looks like they actually are healing faster than what a single repair-o-matic would be able to do. That's a sentry post with a bob inside with a little healing beam. But at the same time, although like every second that those bobs are repairing hedgehogs, those bobs aren't mining, which is quite a tough choice. Looks like Sunburst wants to take out this camp as well, maybe to deny, just to deny the resources, knowing that, well, I don't think he does know just like how much production Sunburst has, but the 2 Vulcans are going to scare off the hedgehogs. They're going to make sure to deny the health fern and say, "Shoe dog, get away from me." Oh, they're going to spend all their rockets on the Exo. I don't know about that. The heavily damaged Vet 2 Hedgehog is going to go to the back rank. And it's going to try and kite a little bit. I think a defensive Nano Swarm is definitely called for here, just to get that AoE healing started. You don't want to start that... If the unit's already bruised, you don't want to start that healing at the start of the fight. You kind of want them to have that going into the fight. So 3 Vulcans, a couple Exos, and a couple Medtechs. This composition is really starting to look scary. Here's another Vulcan, another Exo, another Medtech. I think it just takes a while for these for the Vulcans to come out. Let's see. No, it doesn't tell you the build time. I want to say it's a minute. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to go back to the Liquipedia. By the way, for those of you watching in the future, please check out the Liquipedia, check out the official Discord. There's so much info there. If you're wondering what unit does what kind of damage, who's effective against what, the armor values, all that stuff has already been uploaded. I know it's still pretty early in the game's life cycle, but yeah, a lot of that info is already up. So it's not really as mysterious as maybe it was in earlier development days, but here we go. We see the V5 rocket launcher, or the V5 pencil launcher, as I call it, kind of making its way forward. This is another question that I've been wondering about. I've been wondering about the wisdom of letting that V5 rocket launcher go forward by itself. It's functionally an Atlas that can do like a circle of AoE damage, but letting it go forward by itself just to get one shot off that really didn't do all that much. Oh my goodness, bursting down those Vulcans, shielding the Vulcan at the very front. Oh man, but it looks like Corvix isn't going to be. I don't think he can shield any of his units. And look at all that veterancy that Sunburst is getting. And there goes the GG from Corvix, knowing that he won't be able to survive against this this biomech composition. And that'll be it for round 5, game 1.